Alright guys, today is day 5 and we're going to review a little bit to start off with. M is the slope and B is the y-intercept. Okay? Here you remember from unit 1 that the slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? And from algebra you may have heard of Hoy-Vaux. This means horizontal lines have zero slope and you write it as y equals. This means here this is vertical lines. They have undefined slopes and you write it as x equals. Okay, so now types of slopes. You have, this is positive. Okay, it's going in the upwards direction. Okay, then you have negative, it's going downwards, and then you have a zero slope. Okay, these are for, again, horizontal lines, and then for vertical lines you have undefined slopes. Okay, so now it says graph the following line and state the M and the B. The M, when you look at the equation, is 2, and then the B, which is the y-intercept, is 4. So first thing you would do is graph the 4 right there, and then go use the slope. Go up 2 over 1. Go up 2. I'm going to go the other way over 1. And so you create a line. So use at least 3 dots, and then you're going to create a line. Okay? I'm going to do this one. Alright, so you have negative 3 as your slope and 1 as your y-intercept. So I'm going to go to 1, start off there, and then you're going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1. Down 1, 2, 3, over 1. Okay, now that I have 3 points, I'm going to create a line. Alright, y equals 3. Okay, y is always 3. Okay, so you look at the y-axis and here it is. Okay, so your line is going to go through that. Again, these types of lines have a zero slope. Okay, and your B is going to be 0, 3. Okay, now here x is 5. X is always 5. Okay, so then you're going to go to 5, okay, on your x-axis, and it's always going to be 5, right? Okay, and then it's going to hit the x-axis but not the y-axis. Okay, great. All right, now for each equation, rewrite in slope-intercept form and identify the m and b values. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so now you have this right here. You want to transfer it into y equals mx plus b. Okay, so you want the x with the b. Okay, so that goes away. 3y equals, you cannot add these together, 8x plus 2. So I'm going to write it as y equals mx plus b. Then you divide by 3 throughout, and you're going to get y equals 8 over 3x plus 2/3. Okay, here's your slope. Here is your y-intercept. Okay, we're going to skip this, and then we can do it in class if you have any questions. Number 3 is a more complicated one. Alright, so you want to turn it to y equals mx plus b again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 3x on both sides. Okay, then I'm going to have negative 1/4 y equals negative 3x plus 6. Alright, now I want to get rid of this fraction. Okay, so I'm going to multiply this by the inverse. Okay, which is that. What you do to one side, you're going to do to the other. So that's going to have 4 over 1 as well. Okay, so this goes away. This just becomes y. Okay, now we're going to have to distribute, okay? And when we distribute, we're going to get that y equals 12x minus 24. And you're going to have a slope of 12 and a b of negative 24. Okay, next page. Now, let's look at parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines have equal slopes. To remind yourself, use this. It looks like the equal sign, okay? They have equal slopes. Perpendicular lines, they have opposite reciprocal, okay? And then opposite reciprocal is just in case you didn't forget, you didn't remember, you flip and switch. So here you would flip and switch the sign, and this simplifies that to negative 4, okay? So same thing here. You create a fraction, so negative 6 over 1, you flip it, and it becomes 1 over 6, okay? Flip and switch it. So here you have 3 over 2 because you simply just flipped and switched the sign. Now, this one's a special case. When you have a slope of 0, the opposite reciprocal is undefined. Okay? All right. Let's do an example of slope. Okay? I'll do 1. All right? So, again, I would write it like this. 1 minus 3 over 3 minus 0. And I would put that exactly as it is in my calculator and press math enter, enter, and I'm going to get negative 2 over 3. Okay? So there's your review of slope. All right. Let's do one of these. Write the equation of the line that passes through the given point and given slope. Okay? So again, your slope is 5 and this is your x, that's your y. We are going to plug into y equals mx plus b. So my y is 3, my m is 5, my x is 2 plus the b. I'm going to get this. Subtract 10, subtract 10. So now I'm going to have b equals negative 7. Okay, so now I have my information that I need. You're going to do y, put that together, y equals 5x, okay, minus 7. All right? Okay. We can do these examples in class. All right? So now, here's another algebra review for you. Write the equation of the line given 2 points. It passes through 4, negative 3, and 3, negative 6. So step A, do slope. Okay? You're going to negative 6 minus negative 3 over 3 minus 4. Put that in your calculator, press math, enter, enter. I'm going to get 3. Step B, use slope and 1 point. So I'm going to do 3, negative 6 as my x and y. X, y. Okay? So I'm going to plug into y equals mx plus b. My y is negative 6. My m, okay, we just found out is 3. Okay? And then x is also 3 plus b. I'm going to get negative 6 equals 9 plus b. You subtract 9 on both sides. Okay? Oops. You subtract 9 on both sides. That goes away. And then I'm going to get b equals negative 15. Okay? So step C, put it together, and I'm going to get y equals 3x minus 15. Okay? All right, let's do a couple more. All right. So now we're going to do parallel and perpendicular. This is really the meat of your lesson today. All right? So step 1. Okay? Look at line 1. You have a slope of negative 1/3. Okay? All right? And that's all I need from line 1. So now we're going to start building line 2. So you're going to use point and slope from line 1, okay? Because parallel lines have the same slope. So I'm going to put into mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. You got 2 is y. M, we just found out, is negative 1 over 3. X is 3 plus b. Okay? So I am going to have 2 equals 1 plus b. You subtract 1 on both sides. Boom. And you're going to get b equals 1. Now, step 3, let's put it together. You have y, the original slope, negative 1 over 3. We have parallel lines, should be the same. X plus your new b plus 1. All right, next one. Step 1, line 1. Okay, you have to make sure that things are in slope-intercept form, and this is in standard form, so we got to do some work. You have 2x plus y equals 1. So you're going to subtract 2x on both sides, okay? Go by. Y is now going to be negative 2x plus 1. Here is our slope-intercept form. You're going to do m equals, find out that m equals negative 2, okay? Step 2. So you're going to do the same thing. Use point, but you have to flip and switch slope, okay? So now our new slope is going to be 1/2. Our perpendicular slope is going to be 1/2, and we're going to use 4, 0. Okay, let's plug all that good stuff into y equals mx plus b. You have 0, you have 1/2, x is 4 plus b. 0 equals half times 4 is 2 plus b. You subtract 2. b equals negative 2. Okay? Third step is to put it together. Now, my new slope, 1/2 x minus 2. Okay? All right, that's it. And we are going to do, we want you to do this for homework. Okay? All right, and we'll talk about it in class.